to Global Currents, where we explore the nations shaping our world. I'm your host, Krisha Cheryl, and today we are headed to one of the most fascinating, complex, and influential countries on the planet, Japan. So, from ancient traditions to world leading tech, Japan blends history, innovation, and global influence like few other nations. To help us unpack this, I'm joined by two fantastic guests. Shamimi, Professor of East Asian History, and Dafina, Tech Entrepreneur and Economic Analyst based in Tokyo. Shamimi and Dafina, thank you for joining our podcast today.
Thank you, Cheryl. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and I'm so excited to join this conversation.
Okay, so let's start with these basics. Shamimi, could you describe where Japan is located geographically and how that shapes development?
Sure. Japan is island nation in East Asia, consisting of 4 main islands and over 6,000 smaller ones. Its position of the east coast of the Asian continent and sit along the geographic setting has given Japan rich natural beauty like mountain, forest, river, and also natural hazard like tsunami. That geography foster a culture deeply connected to nature and influence everything from agriculture to agriculture.
And Dafina, how does this environment impact Japan's infrastructure and economy?
Well, for me, Japan has been extremely resistant, and the frequency of the natural disaster pushing to us to develop like world-class earthquake resistant, and also the building and emergency preparedness system is also means limited edible lands, so we can innovate it, the vertical farming and high efficiency agriculture. So our geography makes us depend on more imports, which has shaped our global trade relationship.
Shamimi, Japan has a long, rich history. What are a few key turning points that define its cultural history?
To stand up. First, the Edo period, 1603 until 1868, when Japan isolated itself from most of the world, preserving refining and many cultural traditions. Second, the Meiji Restoration in 1868, when Japan rapidly industry and modernity, embracing Western influence while retaining its identity. It's dually old and new. It's pattern Japan and culture today.
That's interesting. And Dafina, you have worked globally. How does Japan's culture show up in business and tech spaces?
So for me, Japanese culture has value, perceived harmony, and long-term relationship. And in the tech, that's mean attention to detail, quality, and user experience. Culture is also very consensus-driven the society, which is sometimes slow things down, but also ensures stability in a corporation.
Okay, now let's talk about politics and economy. Shamimi, what's Japan's political structure today?
Japan is a constitutional, monarchy, and parliamentary democracy. The emperor is the symbolic figurehead, while political power lies with elected leader in national diet. The Liberal Democratic Party has been dominant from decades, with contribute to political continuous through Japan also face challenges like a aging population and low birth rate.
Wow, seems interesting. And how about you, Dafina? Japan is the third largest economy. What drives that?
For me, Japan's strength lies in advanced manufacturing, and especially in automobile, robotics, and electronics. Mostly like brands like Toyota, Sony, Nintendo's, and globally icon. So for our economy is export oriented, but we also mass consumer. So in the market, innovative and higher quality standard give us Japan competitive edge while we're working hard to stay agile in fast changing tech in the world.
Wow, that's amazing. Japan walks a fine line between global integration and cultural preservation. Shamimi, how do you see this playing out?
Japan has opened up considerable since World War II and is now deeply integrated in global trade, but it still remains strong culture identity. Even as anime, sushi, and technology spread globally, Japan remains culture about immigration and deeply protect of tradition.
And Davina,
Japan has long been a leader in technology.
where do you see the most exciting innovation happening today?
So for me, Japan is usually through the AI, robotic, and energy clean. So mostly about robots, but they also have a biotech, something like that. Furthermore, that they maybe have a robotic for take care of the elderly care, and for example, like big growth example technology in the smart city, in the infrastructure. We also have seen the setup resistance, especially in Kyoto and Fukuoka, and where the innovation is being pushed by younger generation entrepreneur and venture capital.
I see.
Alright, so Japan is a major marketplace.
Davina, how important is it on the world stage economically?
For me, and I think for the world, is extremely important because Tokyo is a top tier finance center, and Japan also have participated a lot of trade blocs like CTPP, and RCEP. In the rainforest is also role the shaping regional economic. Well, like we also in the hub R&D being attract the global partnership despite being traditionally inward looking, and Japan also increasingly positioning itself like a gateway to the Asia and Pacific regions.
And I will add that Japan culture export, pop culture, food, design are also part of its soft power. That's another kind of global market where Japan lead.
Yeah, that's right.
Alright. Shamimi and Davina, thank you for both of you.
It's clear that Japan
Japan is not just the land of the rising sun, but a rising force in innovation, culture, and global leadership.
Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah.
A joy to discuss here.
I'm also feeling so thanks because you're having me. I was happy to share about Japan.
Thank you for tuning into these global currents. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and stay curious. Bye bye.